Good morning and welcome to day 11 of our Movement and Mindfulness here in Facebook Live. Thanks for joining again today, and hopefully you've been enjoying the past 11 days, 10 days of movement and mindfulness so far. These are really forming the backbone of what my work is really all about, and what I like to share with people is to really help them feel good in their bodies and to start to feel really confident, not only in their movement, but also with their uh, the space for what they're thinking and how they're approaching their mindset. So I think these two things are really interlinked. I think once you really understand your how your body moves and the capabilities that you have in movement, that can really translate into building a lot of confidence in your everyday activities. So not just going to do different kinds of movement, maybe like running or whatever it is that you like to do, but also through, just having the confidence to be more social and widen your horizons and try different things, and do different things, because that's all of what makes up a really rich and varied life. And that's what I'm looking for. And I think a lot of other people are as well. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And then today, kind of think about how we can start to expand those horizons a little bit. So sometimes we just really get in our own way when we're overthinking things. So I like to try to get people to start to stop thinking so much. There's nothing wrong with thinking, but sometimes you can just let all the million different thoughts in your head take over and make you worried and anxious and depressed. So it's nice to just feel sometimes rather than think, which can be unhelpful in ways. So we're going to do this starting with our breath work and then moving into some big expansive movement this morning. So come and lie down on your mat. Make yourself comfortable. So if you want a little cushion beneath your head, go ahead and grab that. We're going to start with our legs out long and your arms just resting down by the sides. And just allow your body to start to settle into the mat this morning. Gathering your thoughts. So it's a Thursday, maybe you've had a busy week, maybe you have a busy couple of days ahead of you. Just really let those thoughts settle to one side so that you can focus your attention onto your body and your breath. Start to really be aware of where your breath is allowing your the front of your body to rise and fall. So we're not changing anything, we're just tuning in and becoming more aware. And then if you were just to think solely about breathing into your chest, so as you're breathing in and out, you're just feeling your chest lift and rise and fall. I want you to notice how that makes your breath quite short and quite small. It's not very big, it's not very expansive. It's just quite tiny, and there's nothing wrong with that, but our lungs are capable of so much more than just this breath, which tends to be if we're stressed out or if we're working really hard, exercising, running, something like that, we tend to keep the breath right up here in our chest. So let's start to see if we can take it a little bit deeper. If you like to have your hands under your rib cage to feel how they expand when you take these bigger breaths, that can be quite nice to have that feedback. Really just seeing how long that you can just allow that breath to come in and then allow the breath to go out. So it might be quite surprising to you how much room and space that you actually have to take a breath in. Especially if you've been practicing the lung capacity exercise from a few days ago, then maybe you're surprised at how much more capacity you have today. And you're just going to let your arms lift up, and I want you to start to breathe into your arms as they come up and over the head. Really let your hands be taken back behind you and reach with your arms, and then as you exhale, just let them float right back down by the sides. And then do that again. Nice big deep breath in. You're taking your breath all the way to your fingertips. And then exhaling and just kind of pushing your breath out with your hands as they come back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Then we're going to add in really feeling like the breath can go down into your legs. So as your arms come up over your head, feel like you can reach with your toes, reach with your fingers, and now you're being breathed in both directions. Down and up. As you exhale, just let all of that be released and let your arms float down by your sides. And again. Twice more like that, breathing into the whole length of the body. Last time. Then just let your arms float down by your sides. Close your eyes for a moment and just notice how it feels to have taken those huge, expansive breaths into every nook and cranny of your body. Just feel the energy pulsating through every cell of your body. And maybe you feel even a little bit wider and more expansive onto your mat. So just kind of really tuning into that, noticing each part of the back of the body making contact with the mat. And then you can just begin to bend your legs in. Place your feet onto the floor. And we're going to start to let these big, expansive breaths take us into some movement. So as you're breathing in, tip your pelvis down towards your toes. As you're exhaling, tip it towards you. I'm just going to do that a couple of times. Just warming up through, letting the breath warm up the pelvis and the spine. So all these muscles around the lower back and in the back of the pelvis get a nice bit of mobilization, movement that really starts to help it feel good. So just doing that a few times, maybe you'll notice how the movement translates up into the head. You might get a little nodding of the head. That's really good. And we're just going to take the pelvis from side to side. So still breathing. Now feeling like this is a little bit like walking in place on your mat. So notice that my knees aren't tipping side to side. They're actually, one knee is sliding forward relative to the other knee. And that again is just giving you some length through these hips, through the front as your knee slides away. We're letting the opposite femur, that opposite thigh, sink into the pelvis, giving you a nice little kind of just a good bit of mobilization for that hip on that side. Just doing that a few times. And then coming to settle right in the center, we're going to use that breath again to stand down into the left foot and let the right leg lift up into a tabletop position. Lowering that back down, see if maybe it's the inhale that allows the opposite foot to lift up away from the floor. As your left foot is sinking down, your right foot can just float away. Remembering back to when you were just a skeleton of light bones, and you could just bring that thought here to your leg bones being really light, so you could just lift them right up. Maybe you could bring the other leg up to join it, and then you could lower one leg down and then the other. And just sticking with what's working with you this morning. This brings too much strain onto your lower back muscles. Just keep with lifting one leg and lowering it at a time. Maybe you could keep your legs up and just dip one toe down towards the floor, keeping that beautiful right angle at your knee joint. Not letting the knees come in too close to you, and you're using your breath to help you and assist you in moving those legs. So again, just sticking with whatever is working for you this morning. Listening to your body, listening to your breath. One more time, either side. And then you're just going to hug those knees in and start some circles around. Circling one direction and then circling around to take them back the other way. And then let one foot come down. Really sink that foot into the mat. Let the other foot come down. You're going to start to tilt your pelvis away and then tilt it back up towards you, so you're coming up into this lovely bridge. If you have anything going on with your spine and this doesn't feel very good to kind of roll through each vertebra, then you can always do a version where you're just hinging at the hips to come up. So feel how you hinge the hips open and then you hinge right back down. So again, you're just listening to your body, doing what works well for you this morning. Morning, Ron. Nice to see you. I quite like to let my spine roll because I feel like that just continues the lovely work of waking all of this area up, and I can take it a little bit further up in my spine. So deep breath in as you come to the top, exhaling to come back down. Just doing that a few more times. Really feeling whichever version that you're doing, that you're waking up the muscles of the legs. You're still moving, guided by your breath. We're going to hold it at the top with your next bridge. Once you come to the top of your bridge, let your arms lift up. Nice big deep breath in. They're not going to come all the way back, just as far as is comfortable for your shoulders. And then exhale and start to sink your spine down away from your arms. They'll lift back up and over by your sides. You'll come back up into your bridge. You'll allow your arms to lift up. Deep breath in. Exhaling away from your arms once more. We'll just do that one more time. Hopefully your spine's starting to feel nice and warm. Gonna leave the arms back there now. Take a big deep breath in, and as you're exhaling, begin to let them arc up and over the head. Once your gaze is on your fingertips, begin to curl forward through your head, neck, and shoulders to come up into this little chest lift. And then inhale your way back down. Arms arc back up and over the head. So nice big deep breath in. As you're exhaling, really lifting up through the arms. Feel how your head, neck, and shoulders just get picked up along with your arms as they're coming forward. And then coming all the way back down. I'll do that twice more. Nice big deep breath to move you. Feel how the breath comes into your armpits, and as you come up, you can really create some more breath between the shoulder blades, some space there. One last time, coming up. Beautiful. And then inhale your way back down. Hug both knees in towards the chest and just have a little rock from side to side. So from here, just going to have you bring your knees in quite nice and close. Just give them a nice big deep hug in and take a big deep breath. Exhaling, maybe you could squeeze those knees a little bit tighter, and then as you inhale, really press through the feet just to send your legs away at a little diagonal. So you can let them come up as close to the ceiling as feels comfortable for your back and for your body this morning. If you can't fully straighten the legs out, that's absolutely okay. We're just kind of working on this bending and straightening of both legs together. So see what that's like for you this morning. Exhaling to pull the legs in and really squeeze all the oxygen out of your lungs. Inhaling to send them away. And then we're going to keep the legs in this time, and we'll just begin to inhale the arms away. So a bit like what we did at the very start. Exhaling, I'm going to move down on my mat a little bit so I have some room for my arms to go behind me. Inhaling in, and this time we're going to swoop the arms around. Exhale, so take hold of the legs. So nice big deep breath in. Twice more like that. With the next time, after we finish this one, we're going to combine those two movements together. So you're going to inhale the arms and the legs away, and then exhale to pull everything back in. Inhaling out, and exhaling back in. Inhaling out, and exhaling in. We'll do that one twice more. Doing good. Really feeling that the torso is not moving as your arms and legs move. And then just have another little rock from side to side. Really nice. Okay, let's come up onto the side body. Gonna have that elbow underneath you. If that's totally uncomfortable, you can always just rest your head down onto your arm, or even down all the way down here. But if you can, we want to try to have you propped up onto your elbow with your hand pointing at a diagonal away from you. And you're really lifting up through this underneath side. So you can even use your hand to kind of do that. Let both of your shoulders face forward. Make sure your hips are stacked. And then like that top arm, come up towards the ceiling, really lifting you up, up, up. Really creating lots of space for the armpits here again. And then we're just going to do our little clam exercise here. So your top knee opens and then closes. So really nice place to kind of challenge yourself in doing this exercise that we've done a few times now over the last 10 days. Make sure your head is staying back in line with your spine. You're not looking down at your knees. You're not looking up anywhere. You're looking straight ahead in front of you. We're going to keep the knees together and let the foot come up and away from the other foot now. So really keep lifting up through the side body. Keep lifting your arm up. This is a really good challenge for your area through the center. We're challenging the breath as you're holding yourself up here too. Just do 2 more of those. Whew. And then rest that down. You can sink down, give yourself a little pat on that side. Beautiful. And then we'll turn on over to the other side. So propping yourself up or coming down onto your arm, whichever feels more comfortable for you. But if you want that little extra challenge and that little bit of really feeling like you can use your arms to help you find some strength through the sides of your body to hold you up in this position. It's quite a nice thing to do. And then just start to open the knees away from each other, keeping the feet connected. Nice big deep breaths by inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Last one like that, and then we'll keep the knees together and let the feet separate apart. So just notice which one of those are more challenging for you. For some people, this might feel pretty hard. So just lifting as high as feels good for your body this morning. Just do that twice more. Excellent. And then just let that rest down, give it a little pat, and come and make your way up to a seated position. Okay, let's just make yourself comfortable here. So for me, I like to get my little cushions, put one underneath me and a couple underneath my legs. We'll just take the head over to the right shoulder, forward into the center and over to the left. And then back through the center, we're just rolling out through those neck muscles before we start to come into the meditation. Leave the head in the center. You're going to use your hands to pick up your head, bring it back up, upright onto your body, just allowing your eyes to close. And just take a moment to settle in and get comfortable. Notice what you're feeling. Rather than letting your mind just go immediately to how you were feeling when you woke up. Maybe you weren't feeling the best, or maybe you had a lot on your mind. Just notice now how you're feeling after a bit of breathing and after a bit of movement. Are you feeling a little bit more expansive? Like you've got a little bit more space to just be here and present in the eye of the storm that is our everyday life. Holding that space for yourself and really feeling into what your body needs rather than overthinking and doing a lot of shoulds and a lot of I need tos. And then we'll just start the little body scan to check into each part of the body, noticing every sensation, every little change as you scan from top to bottom. I'm going to start with the crown of the head, noticing all the sensations, any pain, any heaviness, any lightness, any cool warmth there. Scanning your way down through the front of the face, past the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, again being aware of any sensations. Any changes as you scan down through the sides of the head, past the ears, past the back of the head, back of the skull, back of the neck, the front of the neck, being aware of any sensations, any tingling, any tension, any feelings of heaviness or lightness through the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, and the hands, through the torso, the top of the torso, the mid-torso, and the bottom of the torso, and then through to the pelvis. Just noticing any sensations that you feel of your body over your bum sitting onto the floor. And then scanning down through your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, right down into the feet. Just letting the body and the mind settle, calming all mental activity, calming all physical activity, so that for 5 minutes, you don't have to do anything, but just allow your awareness to settle onto your breath and your breathing, and maybe counting that breath from 1 to 10, and then counting back around to 1 again, so that you don't get carried away. And we'll start that 5 minutes of settling your awareness onto your breath from now. Noticing any urge to move and wander, just bringing your attention, your awareness back to the breath. It's okay for those things to happen, but just gently reminding yourself, bringing your awareness back and focusing in on your breath. Beginning to bring full awareness back gently into the space around you. Keeping the eyes closed, but maybe feeling the textures with your fingers, rolling through the wrists, maybe rolling through the shoulders. And then slowly opening the eyes and taking that sense of expansive awareness back into your everyday life throughout the day, and hopefully that you kind of just start to begin to tune in to some of the different possibilities of making your everyday experiences a little bit more expansive too. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 7:30. I hope you have a good Thursday. All right. Bye.